to see new emerging sports like base jumping and also wingsuit. That's really becoming part of a lot of the action sports space at the moment. And we've got a new facility opening up on the Gold Coast in November, I think, called iFly. That's an indoor wind tunnel. So now we're starting to experience some of these sports, and we don't have to actually go into the participation stages going up into plane. We can actually do it at grassroots level, get the understanding of how to move your body parts and to fly, then take it to a drop zone and go up with the main guys and be part of it. I've got a bunch of skydive mates, and they are just freaks. They're on another planet. They have some of the best times. They go, what are these things called? Funny Farm and Boogie and all that stuff. And this tribe is so high end and engaging. They just have the best time. A friend of mine did a jump out of a helicopter and just landed on wave break a little while ago, or just off it on one of the sandbars. And I was there, and there was only a handful of us, and about 5 or 6 jumpers jumped, and they landed. But when the actual chopper came, did a flyby past us, that was all the hairs on the back of my neck, and I was just like, I've got to show more people this can happen. So we're trying to sort of do that element as well.
I picture that guy's life. That's what I did.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah.
That guy's living that life.
Yeah.
Jumping out of a plane. Who wakes up and does that every weekend, every other?
Yeah, these guys they're just so into their sports. And I'm seeing it, whether it be skydiving, base, or...
But you can really do it tomorrow. That's what I'm sort of getting at. You
100%.
You can actually do that tomorrow and your life has changed.
Yep.
Find yourself, actually, I should have done this 20 years ago.
Yep. Skydiving, these guys are just absolutely, they're just amazing of the talent, because... Unfortunately, there's a lot of deaths in skydiving, that kind of stuff. And these guys they're just really, the way they travel in their tribes and they're just really supportive of each other. And they're safety first. When I saw the safety brief come through for the PulseX event, it was just safety, safety, safety. So I really, and going back to your point before when you say a lot of these action adventure sports is just done by guys on the dole, it's not true. These guys are professional. They've been training, 20, 25 years plus in different things. To be great, you've got to spend either 10,000 hours at something or 10 years. It's just simple like that to be the best. And I'm seeing that come through. So hopefully we can support that program and help guys to become great in all the different channels they go into.
Yeah. What sort of stuff do you personally do now?
I ride moto quite a bit.
Yeah.
Surf quite a bit. I'm off to Japan snowboarding in February. I've been doing that for about 3 or 4 years now. I'm hopefully going to Alaska. Love to do some of the stuff up there. I grew up watching VHS DVDs surfing and just seeing cross-pollination of surf and snow and now wake, and it's just all that high-end stuff just really excites me.
Yeah.
Because you've really got to get in that mind frame, because when you step off things and do things that normal people don't, you've just got to tuck that thought away of, this is going to be dangerous, this is going to be thrilling. So you just sort of live in that world.
Yeah. Did you ride a bike to school?
Yep. I remember jumping on a BMX, or back in the day I rode a cross rider, which was like an imitation dirt bike.
Oh,
it's
yeah?
just with pedals, called a cross rider.
Did it have a plastic tap?
Yes.
I think I remember that. There were 2 kids or twins in my year.
That's it.
I've never seen one since, though.
I jumped a set of stairs, 12 stairs, and completely broke the thing, and walked away and went, but that was great.
Yeah.
So, that's how I started. So I was just like, give me more of that. Yeah. And then went into BMX, and that sort of started, and skate started, but it was all really fragmented. Like now I can see it all cross-pollinated, but before it was just like you just did those things bit by bit, and it was just it wasn't like it was today. We had really inferior products. Like when I started snowboarding, and the boards and bindings and boots, like we were just getting so damaged because they just didn't have the R&D behind them. So you were just subject to huge pain, but you just couldn't stop. Now, obviously, with the brands like Burton and all the guys who are behind that, like they're just so leading in snow sports, and it's just so safe.
Yeah, as
far as thrill-seeking sports can go. So I'm just love the emergence of.
What a great industry to be.
Yeah, totally.
My wife and I, last time we went snowboarding, we're at the top of. You've probably been there. The one in Nagano, I can't think. Anyway, we were sitting at the top of all the runs there, going, "This is just beautiful to be on top of what looks like the Alps." It's like snowfield, but it's different in Australia. We don't have, as far as you can see, snow-covered mountains. Wow, this is the most amazing thing. Next minute, US jet fighters just go through the whole thing's like a Top Gun thing.
Yeah.
It was incredible. horrible, but totally incredible at the same time. But to live in that, to be in the snow, everything's white and crystal clear, everything's clean looking and beautiful.
Yeah. And on a really good day, it's really quiet. You know, sometimes I've been overseas in the mountains and all I can hear is what's called the shiv wheel. And if you're sitting next to or standing next to where the chairlifts are going up, you know, everything's quiet except that shiv wheel's going. But, you know, with snowboarding, you become one with nature. It's just so good because every turn is almost bottomless when you get the best conditions and you're just getting face shots of powder and you're just giggling to yourself saying, this has got to be fantastic. I'm just feeling great. And you look around and you've got your friends with you and you're like, oh, this is what I want to be right now. You know
what I love doing in the snowfields? You know, the snow plow makes that track, you know, that really long road.
Yep.
I could do that forever.
Absolutely.
Doing those long and fast roads and coming to a big long turn.
Yep.
I love those. What do you call them in the industry then? It's just the road.
Yeah.
It's just
just cat tracks. Obviously,
right.
the cat tracks, they need those when they're grooming their runs. They need to go up. When it's really steep, they can't go straight up, so they just sort of groom through those cat tracks.
Finding all those natural little hits in the berms and whatnot, the corners. God, I love it.
I'll tell you a story. When I was 93, when I was in Canada, and I was coming from a surf background, and there was these pristine walls, and most of the guys who were snowboarding back then were just skaters. So we had these beautiful 45-degree walls that were just filled with snow, and they wouldn't hit them. So we would come down, there'd be me and a couple of guys from Western Australia, and we'd just do these massive slashes off these walls and send snow everywhere. And these are Canadians are like, wow, you guys are ripping that, man.
Of that,
And we're like, well, we're just used to being on the side of a wall like a wave. So
that feeling, right.
Yeah, and I was instructing snowboarding then, so I actually got a lot of people who would ask if I could teach them, and I was just like, well, best we get the basics first before we start going up on the walls there and slashing it. But I saw a guy from Hawaii pick it up in half a day, just the skill set was really cool. Just amazing.
Beautiful things.
I could talk about it all the time. What a great
you make me want to go now. I'm going to Japan in summer again.
So you can talk. Tell me a bit about yourself, mate. You probably don't get interviewed very much.
Don't want to. Well, no, but you know, I've done 2 boxing things lately. 2 20-week. They're 10 weeks at a time for Fight Like a Pro. I don't know if you've ever heard of that.
I have.
Yeah,
I have seen it advertised on Gold Coast.
Yeah, very cool thing to do. And Gavin Top is the boxer that runs that thing.
Yep.
He's more than just a boxer, mate. He's a very smart guy, and every day he's telling you how to be a better person in a way. Just little cool stories where we sort of may have gone wrong, you know, to get away from the drinking of our parents or whatever, sort of thing. But what I had him on this podcast recently, and he said something that hasn't left me again. Of all the things this guy says, he says some great things. But generally, at the end of it's just like it's what I was getting at before. When you rode your BMX to school as a kid, you got this adrenaline. And you remember when you'd ride to school, I always knew exactly where that jump was, getting onto that gutter. If I jumped up to there, I'd land over here. 100%. Yeah. Every day it was the same. Yep. No helmet. Yep. Just never crashed though, you know, because you were smart.
And obviously hitting that jump and getting further. So like, wow, tomorrow I'm going to hit that even harder.
Exactly. And blind corner. But you'd get to school and your adrenaline would just fill you like, yes, I passed another challenge. Like,
that's right.
And that's the way a man needs to lead his life really that's when we come at our best. When there is a challenge, you meet it, but you have to do it every day.
Yep.
You know, be it business or whatever.
That's right.
So what a lot of these guys that do this sort of boxing thing, because there's a fight at the end of it, you don't know who you're going to fight until 3 days before. You're fighting. There's 22 guys go into a gym for 10 weeks, 6 hours, 6 days a week.
Yep.
By the 5-week mark, we're all pretty much killers. Like it's all proper technique and we've done, you think of 5 weeks, 6 days a week, you get, a lot of guys drop 18 kilos by the 5th week, you know, and then you start looking around going, dude, I hope I don't fight him.
Yep.
He's my height and weight. Wow, he goes good. I hope I don't fight him, you know, but meanwhile, you're a bit of a gun yourself, you know, because just through constant work
getting the fundamentals are right as well.
Yeah, but we're in our tribe.
Yep.
You know, these guys are our tribe, and it's this natural feeling of we're just blokes. Yes. Yep. Funny thing is, in this gym, there's no swearing. Like,
really?
Yeah. All the ego and crap goes away. Yep. See, it's like a really caring and but no swearing. It's not needed. Yep. It's just not. It's like a silly, without being a toss about sort of thing, but it's that's the funny thing. So when you actually do the challenge and you have your fight, it's not even about the fight. You just have this great thing. Your family go to watch it, blah, blah, blah.
Yep.
But at the end of the day, most people who do that go on to do some great things. And Gav said when he was on this podcast, here I go talking a lot, but Gav said, mate, like after my second fight, I started this podcast show because I felt like no one could I just want to do it, you know.
Yeah.
I don't care what anyone says, but I did think before, someone might think I'm a bit, but he said that's the key. Like if every man out there was doing exactly what they did, like what you were just saying before, how good would the world be?
100%.
Every woman, I don't mean man, but you know, if everyone just did that, how good would the world be?
Yep. A lot of people who are working at the moment, they just work and then they think on the side, I'll do my thing and I'll try and be great down the track. Well, I reckon just do your thing now, and it'll happen for you. You just got to put yourself in that frame of mind. You know, and it was a good analogy used before with the boxing, because there's a guy I'm listening to on a podcast at the moment, and he's got a book out called Jab, 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 Right Hook. And what he's getting at is in business, the jab is the connecting with people and giving them a lot of information. And then the right hook is just asking for something. So that's how I see business as well. Give. Right hook is just like, hey, would you like to come along and do this? Or would you like to, buy something? But you've got to give so much. We're in the thankful economy, or thank you economy at the moment. You've got to thank people for paying attention to you, because getting people's attention now is really important in business and marketing, because there's just such a busy world. If you can get people to look at something like your Facebook post or Twitter feed, that's 100% better than the billboard that's being driven past and not being paid attention to. So that's a big belief of what I'm doing personally myself.
My word. And I bet I personally notice it myself. I feel like I'm always putting things out there. I just do it by nature.
Yeah.
There's only a certain amount of people in the world, which is a bit of a shame to me, that sort of come back to you like yourself. So you actually phoned me, hey Drew. Yeah, and I convinced you to be on this show.
Yeah.
To be honest, you just like, hey, how are you, mate? I'm coming at you. I just want to talk to you about this sort of thing.
Yeah.
And it's a shame a lot of that isn't happening. So it's I'm constantly asking some friends, I think it'd be great to do this thing, or come on this podcast show or something. Oh, I don't think I'd be any good.
Jump straight in.
Yeah, but it's by nature. There's a lot of that out there, but really, if they just be who they are,
everyone's got a great story, and the mass media, you just don't see people's stories enough. And with podcasts, I'm a big believer in them, because people will be open up, they'll let you know all about themselves, and they'll put themselves out there for criticism, maybe. But if you're authentic, people will see that and go, wow, that's really important. And today, being yourself and being authentic, it's a key driver.
It is.
For sure. And, I'm thankful to give me the opportunity to talk about what we're doing in December, because we haven't really gone into that mass media push. We're about getting it out through social media and out through our athletes that we're getting involved, because them saying they're going to be part of this is really important, that they push that message out, especially even the businesses we get involved. We're going to be promoting them before ourselves. Yeah. It's a big part of it, because, as I said, storytelling is number one right now. People want to know your story and what you actually stand for.
Yeah, that's true. Mate, we do a lot of, with the work I do, we do a lot of advertising, but I'm really noticing a shift, an actual shift that, because I personally, look, with the cover band, I'm in a cover band, right? Yep. So that.
And who is that?
Oh, don't even have to say it. No, this is about you, right? Anyway, but it's the greatest second job in the world. That's what I call it. The greatest second. I get paid to dance in front of good-looking women. It's good fun, just great fun. But I'm noticing there's no 20-year-old kids at these things anymore. The culture of that. I don't go dance in front of a cover band.
Sure.
I don't know if you do. I personally never do.
Yep.
So. But it's always the sort of 40 to 50-year-old ladies.
Yep.
That was their culture, going to the Angels and dancing. Remember that?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, that was their culture. They'd go and dance, with other blokes. Yeah.
Yep.
And so we do all these shows. There are no kids there, right? So as far as advertising goes, I'll bet the same kids that you may be advertising this show on all these typical old school channels, whatever these radio stations, the TV, they're probably not watching it at all.
No.
They're listening to their stars over here on the social media. I guarantee it. That's just what they do now.
They're picking their media platform, they're following their own media platform, and they're deciding when they're going to listen to. So you've got to push it all